Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining this webinar about guided navigation. My name is Michael Nijland. I am a pre-sales consultant operating from the office in the Netherlands in Rotterdam, and I will guide you to a short presentation on guided navigation and a demonstration of guided navigation. So first of all, what is guided navigation? Well, guided navigation is our street level guided navigation built for the drivers. And the difference with just a standard navigation app that will mostly take you from A to B is that guided navigation will provide instructions based upon fixed master routes or recorded routes driven by one of your experienced drivers. It will be a best of use in high density and house-to-house waste collections. It will provide you with visual and voice-based instructions. So think of the standard turn-by-turn directions, so the left, right, and go straight on directions, extra security warnings, and other activities on the route. Furthermore, there's a feature of editing the street and, of course, the guides. And last but not least, because you use our mobile application, you're able to live track the execution of the route. Furthermore, after driving a route, there's an option to make a comparison between the planned route and the actual driven route. So what are the challenges we see within waste companies? First of all, the continuity in services. Often you see that the route knowledge lies within the heads of the experienced drivers. So that can be a challenge when your drivers churn. And we see within various waste companies that driver churn is a challenge upon itself. And you see percentages of 15 to 20% of churn on an annual basis. Another challenge is the customer satisfaction. Inexperienced drivers may miss bins or containers along the master routes. So that leads to unsatisfied customers. On security, we see driving routes without the right knowledge and instructions may lead even to accidents, especially when you have temporary drivers or inexperienced drivers on your vehicles. And in the end, it may also lead to inefficient routes. What you also have is the challenge of training costs when you're working with temporary drivers or new drivers, new hires. So that will, of course, cost you time and money. So how does guided navigation work? What does it look like? Well, it's based of two components. We have a web-based client, which will be used in the office, and we have a mobile application for the driver in the vehicle. So where do we start? In the office, we start by importing the GPS trace, and that trace that can be a pre-recorded route, or we could import it from, for example, from AMCS Route Planner. If you do your master route planning there, we have a seamless integration to get that master route also within the guided navigation software. So after importing the trace, our software will do an analysis of the route. So that means it will plot the GPS trace over the chart material, and I will show you that later on in my demonstration. Next thing what we do is use the map editor, because there may be even some streets which are not existing on the current map data. And just an example where you need to think of is if there is a new building area in your city and the charts are not yet updated on the map database. So this way you could add that street link by yourself manually, and then you see that the route will be plotted over that new route, and our software will be able to use the route directions, and you can add instructions to it. That brings us also to the next step. After the analysis, the standard turn-by-turn directions will be added automatically. So that means the go left here, go right here are added automatic, and you don't need to add those manually. The only thing you need to add is if you require extra instructions or other safety warnings. And the other two functionalities, so the live tracking and the comparison, are also done within the web application. In the vehicle, we have a mobile app, and it will use the just created guide from the office. You can start it on your mobile, and then the driver is aided by visual and spoken route guidance. He will also see the manually added safety warnings and other instructions. Another feature is when your driver is getting lost or took the wrong turn, there is also a guidance back to the original route. So how does it technically look? Guided navigation is a fully cloud application. That means it fully operates from just any standard browser. And we have a mobile application for the driver, which runs on any Android device. And also another good thing is that it has an offline capability. So when you lose your signal during execution of the route, you'll be able to continue your work, and the signal will be picked up again if the signal comes back to your device. And lastly, it is a fully integrated part of the AMCS platform. It's part of our intelligent optimization part, and it's seamlessly integrated to all our other solutions, such as AMCS Route Planner and AMCS Fleet Planner. So what are typical benefits that our customers see when using guided navigation? It's an increase in safety, because that the planners can tell them upfront where they need to go, and give them extra warnings on maybe there's a school area that we want to warn the driver about. So we see that those extra warnings and instructions will provide an increase in safety. Second benefit we see is much more efficiency. So when you use a guide to navigate through the city, you won't be needing your experienced driver to go with your new hire or temporary driver. So that means we see less double manning in the cabins, and of course that will save you a lot of time and money. And the other thing on efficiency is that we see an increased route efficiency. Because when you import the trace of the most experienced driver within your company, all other less experienced or temporary drivers will use that knowledge, and they will drive the exact same efficient route. And the last benefit, and that maybe even the most important one, is of course your customer satisfaction. Guided navigation will raise the predictability of service, and it takes care that your drivers are missing fewer bins. And yeah, what we see as an average, that the cost of a mist bin will be around 45 euros. So now I'll change over to my browser, and I'll give you a short demonstration about guided navigation. I am now switched over to my browser. As I told before, you can use any standard browser there is. I'm doing this demo now from Google Chrome browser, but it will also operate on on many other browsers like Internet Explorer or Microsoft Edge. Guided navigation consists of a suite of web portals. What you see here are 6 web portals in this suite, and it makes you fully enable to to manage your guides within these portals. So you don't need any other software or other hardware. It runs completely from the cloud, and all functionalities you could do just within this suite of web portals. So let's start looking at an important trace. I'll zoom in a little bit. What you see here is an imported trace, and what the software directly does is it assumes the type of action the vehicle is carrying out. So the green ones are most likely transit segments of the route, and where you see the orange ones, there the vehicle slow down a little bit, and our software will mark that as a possible service area. So when I zoom in here a little bit, you can also see the original trace. That is the gray one, and you see that it is it's bouncing up and down over this road. And after analysis, the data will be cleaned, and you see that the line will just go over the routes of the map data provided. So the next step is that we save this guide and start editing the guide. So in this overview, you could see here there are 5 guides. So you could save either a Monday, a Tuesday route, or you could choose to save a paper waste route. Whatever you like, everything is here possible. I will now start editing my guide. The first thing we do, and usually we see that the planners will do this together with the experienced driver. They get them in the office, and they just go through the route once, edit the guide, and then save it for later use. And that guide can be used as many times as you like. So first, I saw here a link, and this service link seems to be a zigzag. That means we have on the left side and right side collections. So maybe the planner wants to check what is going on here, and is that the correct service type. I can easily switch over to a hybrid view, and then I can see where this residential area will start and where it will stop. So now I'm able to select some links, and I could say, hey, this is not correct, this is not a service area, this is just transit. And I can save the changes. And now I've added it into a transit part. Also, in this step, you will, if necessary, add street segments below traces where there's no street. And that could be the case if you have maybe a sandy road, which is not registered on the map data, or if there is a new building area. Next step is that we start creating extra instructions. So at this point, the software already provided me with a standard turn right, turn left, or keep straight ahead directions. So when I scroll to the list, you can see here on the map material that this is the warning. So in 50 meters, we have to turn right on Admiral Kalpfus Road. So I can scroll through my whole route. And maybe there is a school area here where I want to warn my driver. So I can add an extra instruction here. Say, watch out, this is a school area. And I could set the warning to the meters I would like to start the warning. So let's say in 50 meters, watch out, this is a school area. So I can save my extra instruction. And now my guide is ready to use. I will create a trip on vehicle 1. And at this point, I am only creating a single trip, but it's also possible to create a weekly or a daily pattern for this. So let's choose for 1st of April, vehicle 1. I will now switch over to my mobile simulation part. So this is what more or less the driver will see. So I will select here the vehicle and my route. And then I can start up a simulation. And you see, and the driver will also get spoken instructions, of course, via a voice engine. So we see the truck driving here. The green means that it's in transit. And if that turns into orange, we will enter a service area. In 50 meters, watch out, this is a school area. And now we will get our warning. Turn right on Admiral Kalpfus RD. And now the orange bit will start, and it means this is a service area. So the truck will slow down here and will collect the waste bins. Another feature we have provided here in guided navigation is to add exceptional bins. So it could be the case that you have a service area, but there might be a bin that is on a far end of a zone and it's just a single bin. Then you're able to add an exceptional bin, and it will also provide an extra warning to the driver. So it can say, don't forget the bin on this corner. So hopefully I Yeah, I could have you give you a good and a short introduction to guided navigation. What I wanted to make clear is that it is yeah, very easy to use and easy to set up, and you can make good use of the knowledge of your experienced drivers.